Brazil journalists sue President Bolsonaro for removing mask with COVID-19.
Here's a summary of the article.
An association of Brazilian journalists is suing President Jair Bolsonaro after he removed his mask near them while giving a statement on his coronavirus infection. On Tuesday, Bolsonaro told journalists from TV Brazil, CNN, and TV Record that he had tested positive for COVID-19 and was taking the unproven treatment hydroxychloroquine. At the end of the statement, Bolsonaro took a few steps back, took off his microphone, and took off his mask to wave and smile to the cameras. The Brazilian Press Association said later on Tuesday that it would sue Bolsonaro in the Supreme Court, accusing him of endangering journalists, the Latin American Herald Tribune reported, citing the association's president, Paulo Geronimo de Souza. Despite knowing he was infected with COVID-19, President Jair Bolsonaro continues to act in a criminal manner and endanger the lives of others, de Souza said. De Souza said Bolsonaro broke Article 131 and Article 132 of the Penal Code, which prohibit transmitting a disease to someone else and exposing others to danger. Bolsonaro also broke the isolation recommended by the doctors, de Souza said.
This post received a score of 23,000, with an upvote ratio of 96%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
There's a distinct possibility that Bolsonaro doesn't have COVID-19, isn't taking hydrochloroquine and is only doing this as a stunt to rile up his base and sell some drugs. Also, it can't be a coincidence that he announced his bombshell on the same day his son was questioned for his involvement with armed criminal militias in the state of Rio de Janeiro. Bolsonaro and his fascists use information as a weapon. They have zero commitment to the truth. Every word uttered, every piece of information released by his clan should be treated with suspicion.
It does seem like a diversion when it gets spelled out like that. Smoke and mirrors are one of the oldest tricks in the book.
Before they invented fire and reflection technology, they just called it sack and pond water.
I'm like 90% sure fire was invented before containers.
They were probably using animal stomachs as water bottles before they figured out how to use flint or friction fires.
No, they invented fire first. I was there, I know.
What was the sex like?
What makes you think I got any?
Sounds like the same sad face.
Are we sure he even have COVID? Some Redditors correctly predicted he would use this to sell a certain drug. Smells like a ploy to me.
A lot of people suspect that in considering this argument, it's actually a pretty good strategy to sue him for removing the mask. Because one way of saving himself from a court case would be admitting that he never had COVID-19 to begin with.
Bolsonaro was denounced to the Attorney General's office for a crime against public health for having removed his mask during the announcement that he was with COVID-19.
What does this mean for him?
Absolutely nothing, lol.
Maybe they're suing to force disclosure of his test results to prove whether or not he's lying.
The hospital where he got tested has already been sued for that in March, after Bolsonaro and his team went to the U.S. A bunch of members of said team were shortly confirmed to have been infected. Bolsonaro and the hospital lost all appeals, but in the end Bolsonaro gave the press a test allegedly performed for him, but that had an alias on it. Now he comes up out of nowhere with a test that has his real name on it. You better believe people are not going to buy it.
Wow, I had no idea. Thanks.
All we Brazilians can do is to hope that the virus will stay strong and healthy after infecting him. This is just another brazen display of how little such leaders care about their constituents and how much they only care about themselves. Never forget that. They're showing you the true face of fascism, the unholy union of unaccountable corporate power and unaccountable government power. This is why people around the world are in the streets. Fight them now, before they start wars to watch you die for them later.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.